For today's lesson, we will learn about solving practical problems with linear inequalities, SOL 8.5C. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to solve practical problems involving linear inequalities. So before we begin, let's review some of the inequality symbols and various things that go along with inequalities. All right. So this first one, we have our less than symbol. So this is less than. All right. Then we have less than or equal to. Then we have greater than. Greater than or equal to. And then we have not equal. All right, so let's take a look at what it reads like. Excuse me. So we've dealt with what it looks like on the number line, but let's look at translating it into words. Okay, so let's look at less than, some words that go along with less than. Okay, so we have fewer, under, below. All right, just to name a few words that we use. All right, so less than or equal to, we have limit, we have maximum, capacity, and at most. Okay, for greater than, we have more than, which of course we could add less than over here for less than. Okay, we have over, exceeds, above. For greater than, we have at least and minimum. All right, those are just a few words that we can come up with that go with the four inequality symbols. For not equal, we're not going to really focus on that because not too many times we're going to focus on not equal when working with word problems in Algebra 1. All right, so a little bit of vocabulary review, all right? So it says fill in the blank with the inequality sign that represents each phase, or phrase, excuse me. All right, so let's take a look at it. So we have less than, so we know that less than goes with our less than symbol. Then we have less than or equal to. Then we have at most. At most. So at most would go with less than or equal to. Maximum would go with less than or equal to. No more than will be strictly less than, and fewer than would be strictly less than. All right, so let's take a look at the other side. So I have greater than, so we have our greater than symbol. Then we have greater than or equal to. We have at least, which is greater than or equal to. Minimum, which is greater than or equal to. No less than, which is strictly greater. And more than, which is strictly greater. All right, so those are kind of the keywords that you're kind of going to see throughout word problems as you work with inequalities. All right, so let's look at the steps for solving practical problems with inequalities. First, we want to read the practical problem at least 3 times to ensure that you understand what the problem is asking. Identify important information that will help you solve the problem, like key vocabulary. Set up the inequality using the information given in the practical situation, and then solve the inequality and verify the solution makes sense. All right, so let's take a look at this. It said Sarah needs to have a plumber come to her house to fix a leaky faucet in her bathroom. The plumber charges $50 to come to her home and an additional $30.75 every hour he works on the job. Sarah only has $234.50 in her savings for repair. What is the maximum amount of hours that Sarah can have the plumber work on her faucet? All right. So let's take a look here. We've read it. Of course, we can read it again. I stumbled through on a few words, so I do apologize about that. So it says, Sarah needs to have a plumber come to her house to fix a leaky faucet in her bathroom. The plumber charges $50 to come to her home and an additional $30.75 every hour he works on the job. Sarah only has $234.50 in her savings for repairs. What is the maximum amount of hours Sarah can have the plumber work on her leaky faucet? All right. Even though we read it twice, if you need to read it a third time, you're welcome to read it a third time. So now we're going to identify important information that will help us solve. All right. So on the side, I put a box. All right. If you look up here, it says stays the same plus changes times the variable equals the total. All right, so in this situation, what is going to stay the same? What is going to be our constant? We know that, and I'll use my highlighter tool for this. We know that the plumber charges $50 to come to our house. We know that it's additional $30.75 for every hour he works. She only has $234, and we want to know the maximum amount of hours, all right? So looking here, what is going to stay the same? We know that the plumber charges a flat rate of $50 just to come. So we know that the $50 is going to stay the same. That is his flat rate. What is going to change? Well, what changes is the $30.75 depending on how many hours he stays there. So $30.75. All right. So what variable do we want to use? How about we just use X? We know that she has a maximum amount of $234.50 in her savings account. And since we know that we have a maximum, if we go back to our vocabulary, maximum says it has to be less than or equal to. All right. So to set up this equation, we have 50 plus $30.75 X is strictly less than $234.50. Okay? All right, to solve this inequality, we're going to start by subtracting 50 from both sides. Oops. So my 50s cancel, and I get 184.50 is less than 3075x. Then we're going to divide both sides by 3075. Divide both sides. All right, that cancels. We do not have to flip the sign, and I get 6. All right. So X has to be less than or equal to 6 hours. All right. So the next question says Sarah and Joe are renting bikes for the afternoon. The rental costs $45 for 2 bikes and $20 for each hour you rent the bikes. Sarah and Joe only brought $150 for their bike ride. What is the maximum number of hours they can rent the bike? All right. Let's go through and highlight some important information. We know that it costs $45 to rent 2 bikes, that it's $20 for each hour you rent the bike, and that they only brought $150. All right, what is the maximum number of hours? So again, we're looking at the maximum number. All right, so now let's take a look at it. So what's going to stay the same? We notice the flat rate of $45. We know that they're going to charge $20 for each hour, so that's going to change. That's going to be what changes. Our variable, again, we can use X. and we know that they only have $150. All right, so again, we have the maximum number of hours. So again, we're going to have our less than or equal to. So we're going to have what changes, what stays the same, plus what changes, our sign, which is less than or equal to, and that is 150. All right, so we're going to go ahead and subtract 45 from both sides. We get 20x is less than 105. Then we're going to divide both sides by 20. And we get x is less than or equal to 5.25. All right? So the maximum number of hours have to be less than or equal to 5.525 hours. All right, so the next one. The 7th grade class is putting on a variety show to raise money. It costs $700 to rent the banquet hall that they're going to use. If they charge $15 for each ticket, how many tickets do they need to sell in order to raise at least $1,000? All right, so again, we're going to go through and highlight some important information. So we have that it costs $700 to rent the banquet hall. They're going to charge $15 for each ticket. They want to raise at least $1,000. Okay? So what's going to stay the same? That we know that the flat rate of the banquet hall. What changes? The price for the tickets. That's going to change depending on how many tickets that you sell. We'll just use the variable of x. We know we want to raise at least $1,000, and at least goes with greater than or equal to. All right, so this one I'm going to write just a little bit differently from the other ones that we've done, but it's still the same process. So we know what changes, so we have our 15x. All right, since we know the cost of the banquet hall is $700, that's actually going to take away from our total or from the money. So we're going to subtract 700, and we know that it has to be at least, we want to raise at least. So it has to be greater than or equal to 1,000. And the reason why we're subtracting the 700 is because we have to pay that banquet hall. So that money we're not going to get. So however many tickets we sell, we have to subtract the cost of renting the banquet hall. All right. So to solve this, we are going to add 700 to both sides. So we get 15x is greater than or equal to 1,700. Then we're going to divide both sides by 15, and we have x is greater than or equal to 113.333, which we can just simply round up to approximately 113. All right, so they would have to sell. X has to be greater than or equal to 113. So now it is time for you to test your understanding. Again, you're going to work on number 4, 5, and 6 the same way that we did. You're going to put your answers at the end of this video. The only thing that I need for you to put is the inequality. So for example, x is greater than or equal to a number, x is less than or equal to a number. That is all you have to do. You don't have to transfer the table over.